Hi, welcome back to another episode of Tales by Lucy with my co-host Sam, the husband.
Hi.
And today we have Brian, Dr. Gonzo.
Dr.
Hey
Gonzo.
everybody.
Why Dr. Gonzo?
Growing up, because I have a big nose, one of my nicknames was Gonzo, like from the
Oh,
Muppets and Muppet Babies.
okay.
Oh,
And also a little nod to Hunter S. Thompson,
oh,
who was Dr. Gonzo. So
okay.
so it starts to play to my whole aesthetic.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay. I was like, why? I didn't
Yeah, I
get
didn't even
it.
think about it.
Yeah, I just right now. I mean, I know, like I've been following you, and then I always see like Doctor, it says, but I always go Brian, um, and so right now I see like the name, the string, I thought of. I'm like, wait, it's a good timing to ask you why. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Brian.
Uh, so my name's Bryan. Been collecting comics my whole life. Introduced to them from my dad. Uh, my father also got me started in my career as a chef. I spent many years in restaurants, but he was a chef and got me into that. Just invited me to work with him uh, about 10, 11 years ago, and that sort of set my path. Father of two boys, Logan and Max.
All right.
They're awesome, great kids. I love all things nerdy. Um, and I want to talk about some really, really creepy supernatural experiences I've had,
Yes,
all in one specific place too. So
that's awesome. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I love that. I remember when I started following you, I told Sam, I'm like, I would tell him about your kids, how your little one, it's kind of the around the same age of our little one, and he also has long hair, and then ours had long hair, and I think that's kind of how we started talking about the kids, how with the long hair.
Uh-huh.
yeah. So
uh,
You still got long hair?
he does, right?
Yours?
oh yeah, it's just about down to the base of his spine now, and he's
Oh,
very
Dang.
insistent upon keeping it as well. So
That's cool.
yeah, we've all had to have had to adapt to
Yeah.
all of
the
that.
Like planners.
Or maybe cut it. We've been doing it once a year because that's all we can do. Do once we
Oh,
can
the
only.
last one was pretty bad.
The
Yeah,
last one was,
he was ripping out of his
yeah, he
out of
did.
the chair.
Yeah, but and the thing is that we can't hold his hair or anything, like, so it's all on his face, so he needs a haircut.
Okay.
But yeah, so okay, so let's get into it. Um, when was your first experience with the um
Paranormal.
paranormal? Yeah, the word kind of.
Supernatural.
Yes.
Uh,
Supernatural. There you
so me, myself, and my kid's mother, we moved into our home 2012, late spring, early summer. So the first experience, it really wasn't mine personally. It was more hers.
Mhm.
Um, it was middle of the night, early morning, and she was woken up by the sound of the air conditioner repeatedly being pressed,
Mhm.
either by the remote or somebody pushing the button. But she heard the beep, 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 and she woke up. And her first instinct was to just roll over to me to ask why I kept pushing the button. And she realized that I was completely passed out, full on snore. And when she looked back over to the window to see the air conditioner, she saw the silhouette of a man, to her impression, just standing at the window pushing the button repeatedly,
Ugh.
lowering the temperature of the air conditioner. So she told me this story when we, in the morning when we woke up, and I was instantly skeptical. You sure you saw what you saw? You sure you heard what you heard? Were you actually awake? And she swore by it. And she's a very practical person, very literal, and you know of limited imagination. I don't mean that to be insulting, but she's, she's very straightforward,
Right.
and she was very confident in what she had seen. So that sort of started the ball rolling for the rest of the experiences we've had over the course of 10 years, almost
Mhm.
consistently. There's always something going on.
Where was this? Where was this at? What city was it at?
So we live in New York City.
Oh, it's in
Her
New York.
house is in Queens in a town called Middle Village.
Mhm.
So we have a little background on the house. We don't really know who, if anybody had died in there, but we know the house was built in 1939.
Oh,
Mhm.
damn.
The family that lived there up until we moved into the house, when the house was purchased, they moved in 1941, and the
Whoa.
family lived there straight through until the last resident passed away. We don't know if she passed away in the house or out of the house, but we do know that there was several generations raised, that lived and raised in the house.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Wow. So probably, like when, especially back then, I know we talked about it, like a lot of the families, they will, if they died at old age or something like that, they will pass in their home at in their own bed.
Normally they would pass
No,
at home. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, I mean, I was outside. I was like, what is that? Ugh. I heard like dun dun dun. um,
Jumpy.
yeah. So maybe I mean if that family had it for so long for generations, somebody must have passed away there,
I
right?
mean, it's definitely possible. Like I said, I know the woman who passed and who was the last resident. The house was purchased from her children,
Mm-hmm.
but I know she had lived in there with her husband as well. Um, we've also, there's also been personal passings
Mm-hmm.
in that time,
Okay.
or close to it. Maureen, who's my kid's mother, who lives in the house, she lost uh, several grandparents.
Okay.
My grandmother passed. So there's been that sort of, how do you say it? There's been passings of
Yeah.
people close to us, as well as quite likely passings of the people who lived there, for years before us.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, oh wow. So so then that was the first thing that it happened in that house. What was after that? Like what else kept happening there?
So after that, there was, so in the basement of the house, I always, or for quite a while, pretty soon after that, always sort of got the heebie-jeebies in the basement. You
It's
know,
always in the basement.
yeah. At first, I sort of chalked it up to just the fact that she had had that experience, and maybe it was just sort of like a little mania from that. Oh, it's just in my head. She got into my head, so I'm just imagining this. But there was always this very pervasive feeling of being watched
Mm,
that would sort of intensify as you left the room.
mhm.
Right.
Like you go in and you kind of go in with that sort of slightly spooked out feeling already to begin with,
Mhm.
Right.
but it would just always get stronger and stronger till I would sort of leave the room in such a rush, and with my heart pounding, and I don't spook easily, so it was, you're second guessing. You're like, this is just silly. I'm being silly. But then physical things started to happen. One of the things that I started to notice, or that happened to me, the first time it happened, I thought it was pretty much just my own uh my own mistake. So I put a load of laundry in,
Mhm.
top load washer, and came back down when the load would have been done to find the lid of the washing machine up.
Mhm.
and filled with water. So at that point, I said, okay, if you leave the lid up, it'll fill with water, but it won't cycle through. So I said,
Yeah.
all right, that must have been my mistake. But then it happened again. And at that point, I'm making a conscious effort to not do that. And then we would find it open at various points in the cycle. So it happened a few times. And that's when I really started to really think that there was something going on, that somebody was trying to get my attention or just messing with me, trying to get me spooked.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when the basement sort of became very, very uncomfortable to be in for quite a while.
How soon after you moved into the home did that start happening?
Oh, pretty early on, I would say within a couple of months.
Oh wow.
Fudge.
Oh my goodness. And you say you stayed there for 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, she still lives there with the kids.
Oh.
So
Shit.
Do they still experience things there?
no. Surprisingly, I think maybe I was the catalyst for it,
I was about to
because
say that.
once I was gone and not living there, the thing started to really taper off. And there for a good long while, the kids would not be alone in their bedroom. Neither one of them we can get to sleep in their bed. They would wake up in the middle of the night terrified.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a little bit more than just spooked because they woke up in their room and it's dark, but they would wake up, bug-eyed and shaking, like something was there.
Oh, poor babies.
And that, though, that's what bothered me. That's where I started to feel like there was a malicious thing going on, because you walk into your child's room, and you see them, like, you could tell they're looking at something.
Yeah.
They're not just looking into space. Their eyes are fixed on something.
Yeah.
And they're horrified, and they're scared, and they can't wait. And then you pick them up and they're clutching you tight. You got to take it a little bit more serious than just
especially when it comes to your kids, like you obviously gonna worry more, and yeah, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah. A standout moment for me was I having the schedule of a chef and getting home late. Oftentimes the kids would fall asleep in bed with their mother, and one night I came home from work and maybe had a beer or something to eat and came upstairs. It was maybe 1 or 2 in the morning, and I opened the door, and my oldest son was laying at the edge of the bed with the blanket up around his chin. And he didn't look scared, but his eyes were just wide, like he just saw something crazy or fantastic.
Floating or
And when I asked him what he saw,
yeah,
he told me that he saw a woman in a white dress walk into my closet.
oh my.
How old was he?
He must have been 4 at the time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he said he said, Dad, I saw a woman in white, in a white dress or nightgown, walk into your closet. Yeah.
Oh my God. That happened to my little brother Jason. I think that talked about it. That haunted house where we lived.
I don't know this.
That happened to I think I
Oh,
talked
my
about
bad.
it.
I don't know.
The same thing. My mom walked into the room, and my little brother was like, holding his blanket like this, and his eyes all big and being like scared, because he saw it, but he just saw something floating. He said it didn't have legs, and he was little at the time. Like, I mean, was he was like maybe 7 years old, I want to say 7, 8, and he said he thought he saw something too. And my mom went turn the lights on when she got in the room. She turned the light on, and it was like he said it was gone.
Mhm.
But then, so was that like the kids? Do they experience more things or?
Well, so not anything specifically, or not anything they would speak about.
Mhm.
I tried to get my oldest was here with me just prior to the show, and I tried to get him to stay on and talk about that time with the woman in the white dress, and he didn't want to talk about it. So
Oh,
it unnerved him enough to want to just move past it. But
yeah.
we've had other experiences with kids. So we had a friend whose daughter at the time was about 4 or 5, and they were over for a visit. We were sitting around the living room, and she just posted up at the foot of the steps, just
Mhm.
staring up into the dark landing. And we were all downstairs. There was
Mhm.
no way possible that anybody could have been upstairs.
Mhm.
And we asked her what she was doing, and she just turned around very nonchalant and said, "Who's the guy upstairs?" And like,
Oh,
the chill
no.
just went through all of us.
Fuck.
Uh,
Oh, no.
yeah, yeah, that was
So
that one got the better of all of us. We were all pretty, because kids, they she wouldn't really have had a reason to make anything up.
Right. Yeah. They
They have
wouldn't.
great imaginations, but that,
yeah.
she was literally like, she really wanted to know who's the guy
Right.
Yeah.
looking
And
down at me from upstairs.
An honest question.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then I mean your wife had an experience seeing a man before too. So it just kind of like,
Is it the same?
is it the same man that your wife's seen before that now this little, oh sorry, the little girl is seeing too? Uh wow, that is so scary. That is so
Yeah.
creepy.
Anything to do with kids, I get freaked out. Like as you're saying, like the honesty of, you can hear they're being genuine in their voice. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For Leo. He's yeah.
What's
Yeah.
up, Leo?
Yeah, it's
Steven.
oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Like you said when you moved out, that's when kind of things stop, right? But like didn't you guys like once your kids seen things, and you seen like the kids seeing things, like did you guys feel like you guys needed kind of to move out or
Or take
Well,
some time to cruise.
it got to a point where we felt like the kids were really being, I don't know if they were being harassed, or
Mhm,
if there was maliciousness directed towards them. Like I said, I'm not real. I don't want to say I'm a non-believer, but if I don't experience it, all I can do is take you at your word. I can't believe in what you believe, but if I know you to be, an honest person, I'm going to take you at your word. But
mhm.
the fact that my kids were so afraid to go in their own room and to
Yes.
be upstairs alone, even to go to the bathroom or to go downstairs alone, even to play in their toy room in the middle of the day, that sort of started to uh, make us feel like there was something that needed to be done. But there was a specific event that sold me, that made me a believer, hands down. And it was
Mhm.
it was about, I want to say about 9-10 p.m., and my youngest was very sick,
Mhm.
and he had been throwing up for days and running a fever, and it was just, one of those, it was just a week. And his mother went out and went to the store to pick something up, some food or medicine or something, and she left out the front door, locked all the locks behind her, and I sat on the couch, and the baby passed out on my chest, and my oldest son passed out on the couch next to me, and we had a bucket that we were using as a puke bucket for the baby,
Mhm.
that we were keeping at the basement door. So I'm sitting on the couch, two completely passed out children, no one else in the house. I have a rabbit. The rabbit was in its cage locked,
Mhm.
and I'm just watching the TV, and all of a sudden the sound of the bucket flying across the kitchen just shocked me out of from what I was doing. And the bucket was just, it was an upright bucket. So first I thought somebody was trying to get into the house, so I immediately go to the back door, to the porch door, to the back door, the door to the basement. Everything's locked, all the windows are locked. uh the basement door is completely locked with a child lock on it. There's no one else in the house. The rabbit is secure in its cage, and the bucket, which was upright, sitting at a gym, like not even in front of the door that somebody could have hit it open. It was
Mhm.
next to the door, was now on the other end of the kitchen, about 5 or 6 feet away, and flipped.
Oh,
And that was it. You
Wow.
know, there was never a point in time where I doubted that there was at least one presence in that house. And
What
that's when
the hell?
the regular sage burning started, almost on a daily basis.
dang.
Oh my god.
I was about to ask you that if you took like some kind of measures to, cleanse the house or something, or some kind of holy water or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we sounded quite insane to our neighbors, but there were many times where we were just yelling into the air, "Leave us alone! Leave the children alone!"
Yo, my sister
Yeah.
Whatever you're trying to you have our attention. Stop! Like, leave us alone. You're scaring the kids, and
Yeah.
that went on for a while before.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we had a bundle of sage that we would just keep at our kitchen window, and just every once in a while just light it up and just walk through the house and just hit every room, every corner, every inch, and just ask whatever or whoever was there to just
That
kick
is so
rocks.
that is
Crazy.
so crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kick rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder that like if you buy a new Leo says if you buy a new home but that shit is haunted, can you avoid a mortgage contract or do you have to sell it?
Does it also like
I
affect
think
the price?
I think so. I think what I remember, I don't know how it is now. You do if the how do you call it the person who sells the
The
houses
realtor?
realtor? Yeah,
Ghost
it's
realtor?
the ghost realtor. No, if the person knows that it's haunted and people have moved out or sold it because of those reasons, they do have to say something. But
Oh,
if
they have to disclose that, yeah.
yeah, but if they don't know, then they could say, "Oh, we don't know," or "We don't know why was the reason why they moved out." I mean, they kind of have can keep it quiet. But if they knew, I guess they do have to. I remember
Damn, is
hearing
that
that.
real? That's crazy.
I remember hearing that. Yeah, it could that you were able to kind of take it back. I don't know. But yeah. Steve says. I think it's time. What's it? What's he saying? I think it's like no
No
take
take
backs.
backs.
Shit, so bad. It's time to call for the check. It's true. What is Heather? Heather says, "Oh my God, scary! I always wanted to experience, but after hearing that, and Erica says, is poltergeist? Did you go to Erica? So yeah, maybe, but I mean, they never. That's the only thing that they moved. Uh, yeah, uh, that you saw that. I mean, other than the laundry, the washer.
I mean, there's been pictures that have fallen.
Okay.
There's nothing that besides the laundry thing,
Mhm.
which like I said, the first time when the lid was found up and it was just filled, but it hasn't cycled through, that I can sort of be like, oh, that was my mistake.
Mhm.
But then finding it up at various points in the cycle, like
Yeah.
having already done a spin or a rinse and saying, you know what, there's no way that I could have left it up and it have gotten to that point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh, a
as
little
far as
zombie.
things moving, no, not
Yeah.
really. It's
Yeah.
funny. I was watching. I was reading about the case that we're gonna discuss tonight about the Cecil, and
Mhm.
so I think for me, like I don't know, maybe it's just growing up in the paranormal activity age, having that mentality of already being spooked out in the house. Uh, TV monitors and like security camera footage that has always been a thing that sort of creeps me out. Like there's been many times
Me
where I've
too.
expected to pick up the baby monitor and just see my kid like sitting up like black
Okay.
eyes
Oh
staring
no.
back at me from the crib.
Oh,
No.
that's freaky,
No.
dude.
Yeah, so
No.
watching the security footage from that elevator, I don't want to give too spoilers, but that's sort of like it got me a little shaken up. So
Yeah.
yeah, I always expected. Oh, there was one other thing that
Mhm.
was kind of odd. Uh, I found pictures taken on my phone that I hadn't taken
Oh.
that were it was a blurry live photo,
Uh-huh.
but it was the head of a person with hair,
Oh hell no.
of a man with hair. But
Shut up.
I could tell that it was in my living room,
It was on your phone?
but it was on my phone.
Oh, did you
I'm
hear the whole
pretty
thing?
sure I still have it. I'd have to look through, 20,000 pictures to find it. But
Yeah.
that definitely had me a little messed up for a day or two, because
Oh
it was just
my God.
unexplainable. Because it could have been, if I hadn't seen it, and they're timestamped, so it was like
Yeah.
3 a.m. in my living room. And it was
Oh.
at a time where I know it was probably when I had gone to the bathroom and left my phone on the couch. And this live photo was taken, and you can see the forehead, a blurry forehead of a man with hair.
Dude, you should
And
say
it was
that.
my wall
He
lights.
has it.
Oh,
He needs to
shit.
find it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
Dude.
I find it, I'll come back on the show next time.
Yes.
And we'll look at it, because it
Oh,
definitely
no.
happened. I'm not saying it for a fact.
that creeps me out. Oh hell no.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That
That
is freaking
scares.
scary.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I got goosebumps right now.
Yeah,
thinking
and you
about
said
it.
it was 3 in the morning. What did I say about 3 in the morning? What?
Oh, that's the what's it called?
That's the witching hour.
The witching hour, 3
the
a.m.
3 a.m.
Yo, no lie. I woke up this morning at 3 to use the restroom, and I freaked myself out because I had my phone. I had my phone with me. I was using the phone as a light, and when you look in the mirror, if you look in the mirror and you have the phone light on you, so
It
it
looks
only shows like
creepy.
the hot, like you only your face is illuminated. But like I don't know, man. You know how your head plays with you. You're just like, oh fuck, don't look behind you. Like, or don't look over your shoulder. Fuck, like something's
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
pop out.
Yeah, that was it. This is the
Devil's hour.
The
There it
devil's
is.
hour. Yeah, there
There it
you go.
is.
12 hours witching hour. The 12 o'clock is witching hour.
Yeah.
3 o'clock is devil's hour. And you know what? The night before that, I when I send you the one of the links,
Damn,
the
you got
things.
3 o'clock.
I
I'm still
woke.
thinking about the phone, dude.
Yeah.
Fudge.
I woke up at 3 in the morning and I couldn't sleep, which is the night before too. It was the night before. And I told you I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep good because I woke up at 3 and then I looked at my phone. I was like, fuck, it's 3. And I was like, damn it, I can't. So don't wake up at 3, guys.
Don't
Go
wake up
back
at
to
3.
sleep.
Yeah.
It's so scary. That freaks me out. I mean, I seriously, I don't know, like you say, like your mind plays with you. And I just started thinking a bunch of like scary shit, and
Start
I
going
would,
down the fucking hole.
yeah, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm like putting the blanket over my head. I was like, oh my God, like just go to sleep. And I couldn't sleep. Like I fell asleep. What time did you wake up? Like around 5:30?
Yeah.
So like maybe at 5, I must have fallen asleep at 5, but I couldn't sleep because I was so scared. I'm like, the longest is past 3. The longest is 4.
Man, yeah.
But hell no, dude. I need to see that picture.
Yeah,
I'm so
I gotta
scared.
find it. It was. I
But
just remember sitting there watching it over and over and over again, saying like, I'm not seeing what I'm really seeing. Like, because I know I was sitting in the room, and I must have just walked out to go to the bathroom, went upstairs, came right back, and in that little time, this picture showed up on the phone, and it was undeniably my living room,
no.
timestamped at that time,
right.
and it was just some other dude, and it was in motion too, which didn't make sense, because if the phone is just sitting face up on the couch, it would have had to have been pressed and moved, or somebody had to be moving past it.
Leo, he said
That
is, yeah, it's so good, everyone. All you gotta do is put a blanket over your head. Nothing can touch you.
That's it.
It's
That's
so
it.
true.
Supernatural armor.
Yeah.
Yes, that is so true. I don't know why I feel better if I put the blanket over my
But
head.
no, if you guys ever watched The Grudge or Ju-on,
Oh shit! I'm not even
you're
telling
under
me.
the
I don't
blanket.
wanna
She
know.
hides under the blanket. And she's under the blanket.
I know. That's
Yeah.
true. That's why you close your eyes so you can see.
Oh yeah, your eyes are the other shield.
There you go. Oh my God, that is so creepy.
I'd rather see him than have him poke me for attention.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know what? For me, one night he came in the middle of the night, and he did, like, he just, like, touched me, like, I woke up and I swinged at him and I hit him. He's like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, I'm so," he said,
Aw,
"Oh, you
I
hit
forgot
me."
about
I was
that.
like, "I'm so sorry." I
Aw,
thought it was a ghost, and I don't know why I thought I was gonna punch it.
little baby ghost.
But yeah, I felt his hand. He's all like this, and
Yeah.
I just swing. But
Damn, that's still crazy, dude.
Adner says, "What did I walk into?" Oh, scary time. Uh, was he's like, "No, you gotta see."
Oh, what's
What is
this?
it?
You gotta see.
Your kid just came from behind you guys.
Oh, he got scared.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. What happened? What happened? You want to get water?
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
I'll
Okay, go
help
ahead.
you.
Like what's coming at you? And then this is where you hit. He's like, you never. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like a thing that you do. Like when you get scared, you just want to cover yourself. I don't know. Like I also like I feel like lately because of my curls, I'm like trying to protect my curls. I sleep with the little thing for my head, and it covers my ears. And if I fall asleep without it, I feel like I don't know. It makes me feel more safe having something covering my ears. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
I'm too stupid to look away. I'm always the one that like I think I see something under the door, and I'm just like,
What is that? What was that? Yeah.
is that a shadow? Someone in here?
Yeah.
I don't like get up to do anything about it. I just keep staring. Are they coming in? Do I have to go out to them? Like, what's happening here? What's
Yeah.
the protocol?
Oh my goodness. So that's wow, that picture. That's creeping. Heck no, I don't want to.
Everyone's on the chat checking their phones right now.
I wish I would have thought of it before the show because I would have had it ready to go. It's a good one, man.
Oh my god, that is so scary. So that was I was gonna ask, like, what was the worst thing? What do you think? What was the worst thing out of everything that you have
Man, that's gotta be the
experienced?
worst one.
Is that the
The worst thing for sure was the bucket because I went back and forth through the house. I checked every window. I checked every door. I'm a home alone with the kids. So, first instinct is did somebody break in?
Mhm.
You know, triple lock on the patio door, basement door locked with a child lock on, so you can't open it from either side.
Mhm.
No one else in the house, rabbit locked up, and a bucket, of significant size, moved a significant distance and not quietly. It was knocked. It flew.
Yeah.
That definitely is
Creepy.
is the one, because anything there's I don't, without getting too into speculation or spirituality, I definitely believe that when you're in an altered state of consciousness, whether that be for medication or recreational drugs or just lack of sleep or overworked, that what you can kind of construe as, I didn't really see what I saw. I'm just tired. Maybe it's like a
Mhm.
mild hallucination. I really feel that, what's really happening is that the walls are being thinned. That whatever is there is trying to get through to you at those times because that's when your subconscious is more in control than your conscious mind.
Oh,
So
I like that.
it's easy to write it off as imagined, but I really think that at those times those are the times you're more likely to experience things
Okay.
because those things are actually there. I
Mhm.
don't I don't want to quantify it as a ghost or a spirit or a demon because I think that's a matter of opinion, but you know you're when you're fully awake and you're fully rested and you're fully conscious, your brain is more focused on
Yeah.
where you are at the moment.
Sure.
So, seeing things like a shadow pass under a door or hearing, some chatter from downstairs, you can sort of go many ways with that, but having something physically move itself, there that's not something I can make excuses for. Like that happened,
Yeah.
and and it was scary
Yeah.
as fuck.
Like collector's Dan, he says the inner body experience is creepy. Uh, the body experience are creepy sometimes.
Yeah.
We talked about this with Russ at one of our episodes. Like it was the whole
No,
like
it was
sleep
paralysis.
paralysis
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
with the whole thing. But I don't know when it comes to that, the things that you're seeing. Like I don't know if again, it could be like you were saying, like if it's your imagination or the worst that it's in your head that's what you see. I don't know, like a
I like
nightmare,
the idea
but
that you're talking about is
the way.
like like the walls are getting thinner and no one's ever explained that. Like I've never heard anybody say it that way, but
Mhm.
it actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The Leo, he makes Heather to go to the garage with for the laundry. That's funny. And she said it's true, Leo's scared. That's so funny. Hey, I will. Yeah, me too. I'm the same way at the haunted house. Like I will wake him up so to walk me to the bathroom. So hey, I feel you, Leo. I will probably
Yeah.
do the same. But damn, that is so. Like how you were saying, like with if you're in drugs or things like that. Now we can move to. Wait, before I move on, do you have anything else to say about
No,
this
no,
house?
ready to
Okay,
roll.
Glad you're out of there.
yeah. No,
Nothing's followed you?
not yeah, that's true. Nothing followed you.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah, okay.
we'll
So
see.
yeah.
Oh,
Check your phone later.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. That's it. Well, a lot of the things, like I know I have said this like before, like a lot, like which one should I talk about first?
Well, he's talking about the phones. Let's talk about that.
The
At least the Cecil
yeah,
Hotel.
since you brought it up, let's talk about that one.
Yeah.
Uh, you want to show it? This girl, she went missing. She was from Canada, I think. Like, I think
Hmm.
she's living in
She's Spanish.
Canada.
I think.
Yeah, and then
Spanish.
she came to the United States. Not that one. There you go. How do you say
Elisa.
Elisa? And she came, I guess, to visit. And let's see, there she is. Yeah, a Canadian student. So she came to the United States, and then she stayed at this hotel. And she went missing, and her parents they I guess they called the police to find out what the heck was happening with this girl, and they found the footage of her like um running around like from the elevator in and out of the elevator. This one I want to talk about it because also Mel from the drunken chat, he sent me this, and I have heard of this like when it came out, and I remember seeing it, and it was super creepy, but I didn't really look much into it, like of um what really happened. I didn't think about if she was under any like medication or anything like that, right? Because I always thought of like when they will talk about exorcism and things like that, is like what happens if they have what is it called, a multiple personality disorder or bipolar
Bipolar.
or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that, that and they just call it, in very religious people, they're calling it exorcism, exorcism.
I've always been quite fascinated by exorcisms and demonic possession because
Yeah,
the things you see in the worst cases
yeah.
where, yeah, like you said, maybe there's multiple personalities, but
Mhm.
when they start talking multiple languages
That it's like
and different voices, I mean, like voices that they're, a woman speaking in like a deep, throaty a male voice, that's not something that is easily, done. Like that's a bit
yeah,
much,
Yeah.
of an act. Like we go through voice training, so that this story definitely bugged me out quite a bit, especially after watching that elevator footage.
Oh yeah, we can
yeah,
play it.
yeah. Can we play? Let's see. Just put the volume. I guess take out. Oh, we can't. Never mind.
Oh, disabled.
I know. They might
Hold
have
on, let's
taken it.
see.
It's well, I mean, anybody can find it. So no, never mind.
It's okay. Yeah, you can
You can take
see.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you
Yeah,
guys can
it's on
wanna look.
YouTube. You could
Yeah,
look up
yeah,
Elisa Lamb video.
yeah, elevator. But see, like what and then right here they said I knew that she was schizophrenic. That she was schizophrenic. How do you say?
Schizophrenic?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
she was also depressed, and she was taking medication for those two things. Um, so it's like, and what the doctor said, it was that what made her act like that was probably the medication because she was not taking it right, and she had like an episode of
Right.
something, and probably she thought somebody was following her and all that. That I get. What I don't understand and how could it happen, and I think it is creepy, it's how she ended up in that tank. Is it a tank, right?
The water
The
tank.
water
Yeah.
tank. Because the guy who found her said that it was he couldn't understand either, because he said that to because the parents sued the hotel. They sued the hotel, and they were like, and they lost the lawsuit because that the way to get up there, it was, I guess, pretty restrictive for people to how do you not customers, what did they call
Guest
guests, yeah,
access.
guests, yeah,
Yeah.
the hotel guests, to get there, and you had to climb up there, and then to go up there, they had also an alarm.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy access to the water tank. And then he said when the reason he went up there because people were complaining about the taste of the water, which is kind of
Who be
so
drinking that
gross.
tap? Who drinks that tap? Yeah.
Yeah, I
He did it. The guy who complained did it.
no, don't say that. And
I mean, it's
like
not so bad here in New York, but I have no idea how bad it is in
and I
I
California.
just
don't think LA's that
I
good.
don't
Yeah.
think so. I just think of people normally us, like when you brush your teeth, you use the tap water. And I wonder if that's why or when you're taking a shower, I don't know, like the water
I
kind of,
don't really. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know.
And also the water pressure was not, that good. So multiple people were complaining, so they went up there to check. And when he went up there to check, he said to open the water tank, it's really heavy. So that was one thing. He's like, I don't know how can she could have opened that.
Mhm.
It needs at least two people, like a woman, like to be able to be so strong to open that. It's not easy. And close it again, I don't know if it was closed, but how? So that's the only thing that I think is kind of like creepy. I don't know.
No, that's the creepiest
That
part for
that
sure.
that
How
part
the hell
was,
did she get in there? Yeah.
yeah, how did she get
It's
in there?
either yeah.
That's the only thing. Not uh the way she was acting. That could be because she
Of the
had a,
medicine. It's still kind
yeah,
of freaky
it
just because
is.
the story as a whole.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Um
also the history of the hotel.
Yeah. Right.
You
yeah.
know,
And go
no,
ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, no. It's okay.
Well,
Yeah.
there had been other deaths at the hotel. There were serial killers that had lived at the hotel while they were on murder sprees. So it all sort of combines into a pretty creepy story.
Yeah.
And I think I was reading that that's kind of this story was the basis in part for things like American Horror Story Hotel.
There's that one. Oh yeah, they did a season of that, right? I
Yeah, that
was really
this
excited for that season, honestly. But I didn't really like it. But yeah, a lot of suicides,
Besides,
and like you said, getting some like famous people.
some woman threw her baby out the window there, right?
Hmm. Then the famous actress, this one, the Black Dahlia. That's how you pronounce it,
That was
right?
all that.
hmm
I
Cecil.
was there. Yeah,
Dang. Is that place still up?
yeah.
It's still
yeah,
around?
it recently got landmark status.
Hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I would like to go there just to visit. I do not want to stay. I do want to visit. But yeah, let's see. Where I used to live. But yeah, it's a lot of mysteries in that one. So it's creepy that that happened to her there.
I haven't really looked into like super deep into Lamb's story.
Uh-huh.
Is there like did they have any theories of how she got into the water tank? Anything like was there any like suspects or
Nah. I mean, they said
nothing?
that they could somebody who worked there maybe, but they don't think so
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
they said somebody would have had to have been able to know the way up. Once just getting past the alarm, they said that the alarm alone would have tripped and went right down to the ground floor to the lobby, and also the top two floors of the hotel would have heard it
Yeah.
unmistakably. And then you would have had to have known the route to get up to that tower. That it wasn't an easy, just straightforward route. So for it to have happened, somebody would have had to have disabled the alarm and known the way
Mhm.
there.
Right. There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, it Ghost Adventures did an episode about the hotel.
Oh, they did. Oh,
I
but
think I remember. I don't remember if I seen it or not, but I remember. Yeah, they did something like that.
oh, it just came out.
Oh,
Damn,
it just came
damn, we gotta
out.
sign up for
Okay,
Discovery Plus.
I
Yeah,
know.
Lewis fact checking.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I need to. Oh, it just came. Just came out. I thought they done. I know
What's
they a
this?
lot of people. Oh, it's Steve. Have you seen the?
The Taking of Deborah Logan.
No.
It's a
Oh,
documentary kind of movie about autism.
It's going
oh,
on the list.
I need to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll check it out.
yeah. What did Leo say? My brother used to live. Let's see.
Just a little bit. He tried to say he thought our house was haunted, so I beat him up.
Yeah, um it's creepy, and like there's the other one that I sent you of Anna. How do you pronounce her name?
Anna Eklund?
Yeah, Anna
Eklund?
Eklund. I just seen that story. I follow this girl and I have talked about it on my Instagram. Um, Bailey, she does her makeup. And while she's doing her makeup, she's telling like crime stories, or sometimes like, um, lately she has been doing like some creepy, uh, I guess scary, and she just talked about this one, and I thought so it was so interesting. And they did a movie about her, but this lady, she was like she had
For
uh,
like decades, she was
yeah,
exercised.
almost her whole life, I
Yeah.
guess. Like she was at 10, 11, or something like that when first go to her Wikipedia. I think it says right there
It does say in her wiki. Yeah.
in her wiki.
Wiki
I heard the
wiki.
movie was terrible though.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, that's
really?
okay.
Yeah, well, her first she was little when first
Yeah.
she started experiencing these things, and they did exorcisms and all that stuff. Let me see if it says here the bird records. Okay. So so at first it started in 1912 when first she started experiencing things that she was like talking different, and again what you were saying though with the whole voice
Yeah, she
in
was
Yeah, I think
speaking.
I read that she had spoke
yeah,
like over the course of the exorcisms, like a
yes,
total of 8 languages that there were
that,
no possible way that she would have known or been or learned.
yeah. And then I guess they did one, and she was okay for a while, but then again they started noticing that she started acting, I guess, the same. And then they took her to this convent, and they did when she was a lot older now, and I think she was on her 40s when they did the other one, and they did it. I think it was like for 2 weeks, or I think it was like, hold on, it was from, I know it was August to September. Okay, yeah. Second session occurred between September 13 and September 13 to September 20, followed
So
by
about a week.
final 8-day session that lasted from December 15 to December 23rd on the 1928. So and then this one is just it was like super intense, that she was not, well, obviously because she wasn't eating, and like she started getting super, I guess, deformed, like her face and everything was kind of how do you say?
Deteriorating
Yeah,
or
from all,
malnourishment and
yeah.
stuff.
And then
Okay.
she kept like, well, it says that she kept throwing up tobacco leaves. So they said that probably her aunt, who was having an affair with her dad, uh, might have uh
Possessed her
yeah,
or
like
cursed her?
curse, yeah, I
Oh,
guess because
okay.
she was like, I guess, kind of like a witch and stuff like that. So they think that she might have done something to her, and then that she had like demons, some kind of demon inside her, and then later on when she was older, it said it was her aunt too and her dad that was possessing her.
And
But
Judas Iscariot.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that was I did read that. That's freaking
which one?
Judas.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh yeah, Judas, yeah. And but that her aunt says that she was a witch and she will make like remedies with herbs and stuff like that. So I think it's crazy how she was throwing up tobacco leaves and stuff like that. So maybe her aunt must have done something to her. Um and I think again, if the aunt was feeding her some kind of crazy shit, that it must have messed with her brain, maybe. I mean, back in the day, I feel like it
Sure.
was hard that
Yeah.
to tell, but then the whole voice and the languages and stuff like that, like, how can you explain something like that?
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm reading now. It's saying that she had an inability to enter churches.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that too.
She began to take part in unspeakable sexual acts. I mean,
Yes.
it was the 1920s though, so I'm sure it was
It's like doggy.
par for
And,
the course now.
you
But
know, also too, like, how, they will put, like, holy water in her food and she couldn't eat it, like,
mhm,
without her knowing, so that's kinda also, like, creepy.
yeah,
Um, so it's just, those things that is like, I don't know, that the whole that you can get possessed, that freaks me out and scares me, and, you know, you never know if it's true,
I know
and
I know it's just we'll never.
yeah.
They should. I wonder if they have more information about the Exorcist. I think there's a book on him or something. I didn't look too much into it.
Mhm.
That what's his name?
What?
Theophilus
Uh-huh.
Reisinger, the priest.
Yeah.
But he was the exorcist for
The
her whole
whole
life, right? Or pretty
yeah.
much the whole time.
Yeah.
He's got to have some kind of documents or something. They could make him a superhero or something. They could make or like they could make us. They could easily make a story about this. Or I mean, they tried making a movie, but well, I hadn't watched it. So
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but you said it was bad. You watched the movie?
that's what I read. I think it
Oh.
was made in Germany,
Oh.
and that it was a pretty terrible movie from what I read. But I'd still give it a chance.
yeah,
Yeah, hey, who knows? You might think it's different. No, I mean, if it's like based on true story, but I mean, they always do when it's the true life, true story. They're gonna have to change something from,
yeah.
but it's, I don't know. It's a tricky
That's a cool
one.
story.
Yeah, says that's right. The hotel was cursed. Rachel Ramirez, serial killer, was, I guess. Huh.
The
Oh,
hotel
okay.
was
Oh, the
good.
hotel.
Oh, the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah, so good at the end.
Oh, okay.
So no, not autism. It's about the lady that had
Oh, I was wondering
Alzheimer's.
about that. Okay, he was saying that the taking of Deborah Logan was about a movie about autism. It's about Alzheimer's.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. Feel like I heard about that, but I'm not sure. I have to
We'll have to look into it.
look it up. Yeah.
Deborah
Dang.
Logan.
Oh my. Yeah. I wonder if I don't. It just with Elisa.
Elisa?
Elisa, like how. That's
Yeah, I haven't heard news since, so I don't know. Like, they must have just
partly left it
closed the case.
alone. Yeah. It's sad because she was a young girl, and if she had those problems, why would she go by herself, to another country?
Hmm.
Oh, you know, youngsters.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you into like any of those like horror films and stuff like that? Do you?
I really like exorcism films.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
So my favorite actually is the Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Oh, that's a
I
good
don't know
one.
why that one has just always stuck with me. And it's a very mainstream case. It's based on a girl named Annalise Mickle or
Mhm.
Mitchell, I believe, where that became a court case and the priest was found, uh, guilty of negligent death in that case.
Mm.
And I feel like these sort of things are always tied in with these people with psychological disorders. That's why I was kind of saying that it's easy to write it off as
Mhm.
that. She wasn't taking her medication, so that's why it happened. Or, that always seems to be the way that the behavior is explained. But, the walls are thin, we
Yeah.
just, we don't have, people like that don't have their whole constitution. And maybe that makes them right for the picking, for other things to come through,
Right.
through them.
Mhm.
So yeah, Exorcist, I'm not a huge horror person. You know, I enjoy it, but it's not my thing.
Yeah.
But I'm a believer.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Hey, I forgot to ask you, was there throw up in the bucket?
No, empty, completely empty.
Oh, okay, thank God.
The
It would
mess.
have been pretty
It was
weird
a
if there was
mess.
throw up in it after the fact that it moved, though.
Yeah.
Oh no. Mm. Mm.
No, it's a completely clean bucket.
That's crazy.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, not cool, but I mean,
So you don't have to
you already
clean
had your hands full,
I mean, in hindsight, it's pretty cool, but yeah, definitely at the time, it was not.
Yeah.
Especially being alone in the house with 2 sleeping kids.
Yeah, that they were having the kids. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
frustrating.
that's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, what movie would you recommend for somebody? Well, I mean, this one, would you recommend the one with Emily?
Emily Rose.
Absolutely. Exorcism of Emily Rose is fantastic. It's
Mm-hmm.
creepy as hell.
Yeah.
It's also palatable, if you're not super into very graphic horror.
Yeah.
Which I don't always have the stomach for.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say it, but it's a really good movie, and it's and you can, and it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
And
Is this
it sort of it makes you think about that juxtaposition of mental health issues and psychological disorders, and
yes.
how that always seems to parallel situations like this. And it's a good thing to get you thinking, and even start a conversation, like, is there more to it? Is there more
Yes.
to the psychological disorders, and is there more to the exorcisms and the possessions? Yeah, so that's definitely a good one. I always enjoyed The Order, even though it's highly fictionalized and sensational. But it's Heath Ledger,
Oh.
Shannon Sossaman.
Oh, that's right. I did like that movie. Yeah.
That's a really cool one. And that's cool too, because Shannon Sossaman's character is also someone who deals with mental health issues and psychological disorders, and she commits suicide in the film, and that all works in conjunction with this demon story and story of possession. So yeah.
The Order. You haven't seen it?
No, which one's what? I don't.
It had like the same cast as
First Night.
Night, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it did.
It's the same.
Oh no, A Knight's Tale. I'm sorry.
Sorry. First Night is Richard Gere.
Richard Gere, Sean Connery, yeah. A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger and Shannon Sossaman. Yeah, it is quite a bit of the same cast.
Oh, I don't think I ever seen
I
it.
actually saw this in theaters, and I was like, "How come no one's talking about this?"
Yeah.
Oh, I want to watch it now.
Look at that handsome guy.
I know, R.I.P. Yeah, the other one, the Emily Rose, I remember I did watch it with my mom. And I remember, like, I just remember her, like, going to school, right? Like, she was on the campus or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember that part. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I want to watch it
I think
now.
there's 2 versions.
There's 2 versions?
Oh, Rotten Tomatoes are haters.
They gave 1 star, 8%. Oh my gosh.
Out of there.
The actress who plays Emily Rose, I forget her name, but she's
good.
Oh, Dexter.
She's in White Girls.
Oh yeah,
oh, yeah,
that's true. White Girls, and you said Dexter.
She really gets kind of creepy, You know, there's scenes of her contorting her body and getting really just creeped out and vicious, and she wears it well for the part. Yeah, she definitely leaned into it, and that makes a lot of the movie well worth it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I
maybe one day I'll check it out. I'm not a big horror guy either, so maybe we'll see it. I don't know.
Well, I know I've seen it, so
let's do a watch party.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Bryan, again, thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing your experiences with us. I really appreciate. And
thanks for having me. It was a good time. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
it's good stories, man.
Yeah, really good stories.
Thanks.
And I'm glad it stopped. It's not happening.
What's this? Yancey Street Syndicate.
Hey, it's there.
YSS, brother. YSS.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And you guys don't wake up at 3 a.m.
No, go right back to sleep, man. Don't even open your eyes.
Yeah, close your
don't
eyes.
even look at the time.
Don't check your photo roll. What else?
Yeah. I'm gonna find that picture. I'm gonna make it my mission.
Yes, you gotta, and then
get a front-loading laundry machine now. Don't
put weights on top when you load.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there you go.
That's so
and don't have a basement. There it is. Yeah,
don't have a basement. Everything happens in the basement. Well, thank you guys, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And until next time, hang on a little bit. Stick around a little bit.
I'll get home at 3 out drinking.
Oh my God. Of course, yes.
Is that
Rita?
Just stay out.
Yeah, just stay out. Yeah, right.
We say when you
find a bench.
What is it when you the kids?
That's funny. Is it when the kids start laughing, but you don't have any kids?
Oh shit! That's a good one. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.